What's happening, Peakers? We're back. Yours truly, James, and my main man, Mike. What's going on, Mike?
Not much, not much. Just chilling for the weekend. Excited for this upcoming final arc of Ozark.
Speaking of Ozark, we are here to talk to you about season four, the final season, part one, because Netflix was greedy. They wanted more money. They wanted to break it up. Plus, the sweeps. What do you call the sweeps? Sweep season is happening next couple of weeks. So
Right.
he wanted more bang for their buck. Now, I have to be really honest with you, Mike, and our fans. I don't quite remember exactly what happened in part one. It was a quick binge over a weekend, and I had to, watch a couple of clips before that. But as I was watching it, I remember this season actually went for the jugular and a lot. Like every episode hit you with something that you didn't see coming.
Oh man,
And
that's the thing too. There was so much going on. Like we only got 7 episodes out of 14 for this final season, and
correct.
they crammed so much going on in this. Like we can talk about Darlene, we can talk about Omar and Javi.
Every character had a main arc. The
Yeah,
son, the
and
daughter,
yeah, what's her
every
face?
character.
If you want to, if you want to stop me, you're gonna have to kill me, girl.
Yes.
Probably the best
Yes.
line in the whole season so far. Ruth, you know.
Yeah,
But
Ruth.
like quick recap, we had coming out of the gate, we had Omar talking about I want to be out of the business,
I want to retire.
I
I
want
want
to
to be
retire,
like Michael Corleone in Godfather 3.
and I want to be able to live in the U.S. and not go to jail. And I'm like, damn, dude, that's that's a
Not
big
how it
ask.
works.
Yes, and right
Do
away
your thing, FBI lady. Do your thing.
Right. And you knew right away that was a big ask. And they were like, how the hell are we going to do that? Somehow they tried to figure it out. And then you had his nephew trying to take over, you know, and
Okay, so let's start. Okay, we haven't really done a good job recapping. So the last season ended off with um the liaison between the cartel and Jason Bateman. What the hell is their? God, I can't remember their names.
Marty.
The husband and wife,
Is it Marty?
Marty.
Yeah.
The liaison gets killed right in front of the jet on a tarmac, and now they're taking over as like direct contact with the cartel.
Yeah.
That's how
She was
last season
the
ended.
accountant lady. Yeah.
Thank you, the accountant lady.
Hmm.
This season starts with a scene what reminds me of either Better Call Saul or Lost, because Lost started this stuff. But looks like a flash forward.
Right.
It's the family, they're in a minivan, they're driving, they're having casual conversation, nothing seems out of the ordinary, and then they get into an
Bang.
accident.
Right.
Flip over, end scene, back to the present day. So to me, that already gave me the idea this season is going for for big things. Like you start the season what looks like a flash forward, and they get to what could be a fatal accident or something that's going to be life changing. I was ready. I was on board with the show at that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on just the opening of
Yeah. I
season
was
four,
just like,
part one?
well, yeah. Right out the gate, I'm like, whoa, what the hell's happening? Right? Are they dead? And then we cut back to, I guess, what is
Present day.
present day, right?
Yeah.
And now they're in Mexico, and I'm like, whoa, what's happening here? So that threw me for a loop a bit,
Yeah.
because I was worried, like for a second, that we're just starting with somebody dying, and I was like, damn. But we cut back to a party in Mexico, and they've got blood on them from what's her
Cleaning the
face, and
brains and you got a little bit of
yeah, and that's when we break out into he wants to go legit, and the nephew's going to take over the business, and uh, man, and so they have to figure that out. But meanwhile, back in the Ozarks, we got the whole mess with Darlene and Ruth.
and Ruth and
Ruth,
Ruth's brother.
right? So Ruth ends up working with Darlene
Mm-hmm.
because she needs she needs a job, right? So she winds up cleaning, and then we got the whole thing with Marty's son working for them too, which threw a
Mm-hmm.
whole other thing into the
Well, hold
mix,
on. All that started because of Marty's wife's brother, who she had gotten killed. All of a
right?
sudden, the news came around that it was something fishy, and the son caught wind of it, and now the son's actively against his mom in particular, obviously Marty too, but
Yeah,
mostly his mom because he was really, he loved his uncle. His uncle's the only one who was really giving any attention. last couple of seasons. So he's actively working against his mom, thus Marty, because of what what his mom did to his little
Exactly,
girl.
and because of it, he goes against them and starts working for Darlene, which doesn't turn out to be the best decision. Like,
Not at all.
yeah,
Not at all. And then the son, Marty's son, is now. I mean, sorry, it's Marty's daughter. Now all of a sudden she's turned a leaf. Remember the
right.
last couple of seasons, she was kind of like, "What are we doing?" Now she's hiding evidence against the accountant's daughter, who are
Yeah,
friends, who she befriended.
yeah,
And I'm like, wow, they really wrote this character well this season. Like you can see the
yeah.
evolution of the
She's
character.
all in now. So
So speaking of characters that did great, I do have to nitpick this season. I
okay.
did not like the FBI lady, who's been pregnant the last 3 seasons. Now the baby's out, and all of a sudden she's acting even worse. Like she's still got
Right.
brain,
Yeah.
postnatal brain
I'm a mama
issues.
now. I can't do anything.
And I'm like, what happened to this character? Like, what the hell's going on with her? Like, she's falling for the okey doke with the FBI deals. The FBI, her bosses are actually, um, basically pushing her around. She got the cartel pushing her around. She got Marty pushing her around.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Her character to me took a major step back this season.
Yeah. I agree with you there.
And
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna get it. 1 or 2 episodes, I thought they're gonna kill her.
Yeah. Exactly. I know.
You know.
And you could see she thought that too. She's
hmm
been so defensive now, and she thought she was gonna get whacked.
When she had to get on the jet to meet Omar,
Yep.
I thought that was it.
Right.
Sayonara.
Yeah. So we had that whole thing because what happened was we had Omar feeding her intel on the down low
Yeah.
about where they're moving shipments.
hmm
So the FBI was intercepting the shipments.
It kind of backfired on both of them.
Yeah, because the nephew found out. So
hmm
now we don't know what's going to happen there.
Correct.
But
So new characters, new characters. Let's start with the nephew. There's two new characters I'll talk about real quick. The
okay,
nephew. I forgot the actor's name. I know I've seen him before,
his
but
name
he
is Alfonso Herrera. He
about
plays
her.
Javi. Yeah.
Yeah, Javi. Javi's character to me was interesting because the actor plays him really well. I'm assuming that's how the script is,
Hmm.
where he's kind of charismatic. He's kind of like easy on the eyes. The way he talks. He's obviously his character is. I think he went to Northwestern Business School or Princeton,
Right.
whatever
Yeah.
it
He's
was.
he's an intelligent, smooth talking
Yeah,
madman.
he's
Yep.
incredibly intelligent. Yet this dude is evil,
Yo, right out
almost
the
pure
gate, he killed the
evil.
sheriff.
Yes, and is willing to kill kids.
Yep.
I think there's a conversation about that.
Yeah.
So every time he's on the scene, when he's walking to the homes and all that stuff, when they're trying to get rid of the accountant's evidence that he's there, you feel like
Hmm.
this dude at any given moment can go full psychopath.
I know.
Um, Interesting character, and I want to know how they wrap him up in the because there's only
Yeah,
seven
I have a
episodes, right?
feeling. Yeah, he's definitely going to be in a problem for this last half.
hmm
That's got to be dealt with. So, my theory is the uncle's going to deal with it personally.
You think so?
Yeah, I think
Well,
so. I think so.
right
Keep it in
now
the
the uncle's
family.
in jail right now, so that's
Yeah,
going to be interesting.
right. So
Another new character
he
that
thought so. But
go ahead.
quickly with
Sorry.
Omar, yeah, he thought he'd be a free man. Now he's just stuck in jail, and he's thinking he's going to get out if he turns evidence. But I don't think
Yeah,
he's getting out.
I don't think he's getting out. I think that's
No,
it. And even if he does go after his uncle, I think it'll be through like a intermediary or even Marty himself.
right.
So speaking of Javi, when Javi was cleaning up the evidence, another new character I kind of like was the private eye that was
Mm.
hired to track down the accountant.
I like him because he
Um,
was so annoying. Kept showing up at late at
yes,
night.
yes, and he reminded me of that. For some of us who live, in suburbs of America, not
Hmm.
you, Mike. You do have certain people who just like to show up in your house
Yep.
unannounced, and it's perfectly normal with them. This character reminded me of those type of people because he'll show up
Yeah.
in the back patio and game night. They're all having dinner, and he's at the glass window. Hey,
Yeah.
neighbors,
And
you know.
he reminded me of remember the Columbo show? That Columbo? Remember Frank
Yes,
Columbo?
yes,
Because Columbo never came out and accused anybody of anything. He would always just go, "Oh, let me just ask one more question."
yes. Yes, I like this character. Thank you for
Yeah.
reminding me. I knew something about him was familiar. Yes, Columbo definitely.
Yeah. So I
Um,
like where they're going with him. So, and he's slowly unraveling everything. So
another MVP this season. Obviously, is Roof. I think Roof has been MVP every season.
Yep.
But
Oh,
Darlene, the last two seasons, season three, and this season, to me, at least the first part, had showed me some character gravitas. Like when she killed the head of the Kansas mob, or not Kansas mob,
yeah, the Casey mob, the
the
truckers.
KC
Yeah.
mob.
Hmm.
Like she is not a woman. She killed her husband last year in a very tragic, storyline. So she's willing to do anything. And at sometimes for the baby that she has, I'm thinking if something goes wrong, like
I know.
what's her limit? Like how far can she go? So and then the weird little story between her and Ruth's brother.
And
That was
then
kind
them
of
getting married to keep the baby. I know.
yeah, tough to watch. And then seeing how his demise from Javi when Javi kills him.
Oh,
Um,
shit. Yeah, just FYI for those who don't know, Javi puts a bullet through Darlene and the husband, the guy, the young boyfriend.
yeah,
So
very sad, very sad.
and
And
now
then and then Ruth finds out
right?
and she goes bananas. Again, the
Oh,
actress played it really well. Even the scene when she was in the car, like she just lost
yep.
control, started screaming. I'm like, give this young woman, all the awards.
She's
Love
got
it,
to
love it,
get
love it.
some kind of Emmy next year for this. I hope so.
Which brings us back to the two protagonists, Marty and his wife.
Hmm.
Since episode one, day one, through those first seven episodes of season four, their dynamic has constantly been changing. Marty's in charge. His wife's in charge. They're co-lead. Now Marty's back in charge. And Marty's always trying to find a way to get out of an immediate threat by using his gift of gab, by using his mental acuity. Whereas his wife is more tactile and strategic.
Right.
She, you
She's
know,
more
she
emotional. Yeah.
she's more emotional, but long-term thinking,
Yeah.
which
So
is great. So
Marty is probably one of the most coolest, calmest, collected characters I've seen on TV in a long time. And
especially under extreme pressure, yeah,
they feed off each other. Like
correct.
he needs that emotion from her, and she needs that cool and calmness from him. So
Correct. Correct. So let's forecast this a little. We got seven more episodes. Obviously, the show's going to revolve around the family. That foreshadowing in the beginning of this season. Where do they end up? Particularly Marty and his wife. Not so
well,
much the son
that
and
brings us to
daughter.
another big thing because this last arc, this last part, Wendy has been trying to go legit with her foundation,
And the
and
political stuff.
in order to go legit, she made a deal with the pharmacy company to provide opium from Darlene's farm.
Yes.
Man, that's some wild shit, you know.
Makes you think in real life, right? Actually.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it, right?
Because remember, I start with the political
Yep,
benefactor, and then it led to then it led to pharmacy, then it led to
exactly. And
illegal drugs. Yeah.
everything's going wrong because Javi doesn't want and didn't want and it was supposed to be Javi that got all screwed up and wound up being Darlene, right? Darlene's
Mm-hmm.
farm.
Mm-hmm.
So we got this whole thing going on. So I don't know how that's gonna end with all them trying to go legit there. And I think Javi's gonna throw a huge wrench in that works now that he's not getting that money, right?
Don't forget Omar. I think Omar took it personal against Marty's wife. I
Mm-hmm.
keep forgetting her name. I apologize.
Wendy. Yeah, Wendy.
Wendy.
Mm-hmm.
He has a personal vendetta against her because he felt like she's the one that got him into prison. Like she backed out of the deal that they were working on. But I think he's blaming her, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
but it is kind of her fault. So he's not wrong, but I don't know how she's gonna work. She's gonna try and weasel her way out of it somehow. That's what
Yeah.
I think.
So I don't know, man. This is one of the best shows. I know Keith calls it the poor man's Breaking Bad. I think that's definitely
No, it's on
not
a
correct.
different. It's different. I thought the same thing when you first told me about it. I was like, sounds like Breaking Bad, but with just money laundering, not meth, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And
And rated
heroin
R.
and whatever. And then I got into it, and I was like, yeah, this is more. This isn't about cooking drugs. This is about the business side of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
More.
and it's not like they're Breaking Bad. They were always bad.
Yeah,
It's just now they
exactly.
switched from like white collar crime, which he was doing, and she was cheating on him, to
Right.
now actual crime.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. So, who do we think's gonna die?
I hope not Ruth. Anyone but Ruth. I love her
Yeah, I hope.
character.
Yeah, I hope Ruth turns out like Aaron Paul's character did in Breaking Bad, and kind of gets
Oof,
away.
damn, that's a
She's got
terrible
nobody left,
Breaking Bad.
after this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she lost her
So
Yeah, she lost everyone in her family.
yeah, I want her to just have a huge
And
bag of
she
cash.
and Wendy's brother, that was her love interest too. I just remembered.
Yeah, she lost
She's carrying
him.
around his ash or whatever
Yep,
she thinks is his ash.
and
Yeah.
now her cousin, and
Yeah, I hope she doesn't die. I think either Wendy or Marty or both of them will get it at the end.
mm,
Not so sure about the son and the daughter. If the FBI lady gets it, who cares?
I
Um,
wouldn't be surprised if it was Marty's son is like the only survivor of that
when
family.
he's a survivor, he goes to school and learns the same trade that
Yeah,
same discipline that his dad
he's
did,
already doing it,
and
right?
it hits you as like a spinoff, like the
Yeah,
cooking show Power. I think Javi's gonna die. A guy that evil can't go off in a happy
yeah.
ending.
Javi's got to
You know,
go,
he's got
and
to go. He's got
and
to
I
go.
think Omar's gonna wind up dying too.
In prison. He's probably gonna
Yeah,
rival. Remember, he got rid of the opposing cartel.
right.
So who's not to say that someone in prison is gonna return the favor? That'd
Exactly.
be interesting. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. Mike, where can our fans follow us?
So we are all over the internet at Heroes Peak, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell in the corner. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you think of the last season of Ozark, and what your theories are for
Predictions.
this one coming up on Friday. And let us know.
Also leave a comment on any other show that you would like us to review that we haven't talked about on the main pod
Hmm.
yet. That'd be great.
Yeah, there's so many. There's so many we want to get to. So let us know. All right. See you next time.